Thank you for joining our family.
We're happy you're here. Hi everybody, so I'm sorry if I look like a hot mess. Trying to put a smile on, but it's hard. Today has just been there's still cuddle bugs scratch. Today has not been a good day. I was late for work. Well, it could have been avoided, but I really cut it close and I wasn't late yet. I was just gonna barely make it. So this morning I was rushing out the front door and I didn't take the precautions I normally take when I'm walking down the front porch steps, which is normally to step in the ground and not actually on the wood planks. I don't know if we've ever showed the front porch steps up to our door. But anyways, so they were frosted over and I ate it this morning. There's not too big of a bruise on my leg right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was one tomorrow. It sure feels, my dignity was hurt and I just burst into tears because it was already kind of a bad morning. And then it really hurt. So I kind of had a rough day. I had to go nanny, and I had a rough day because I normally like to run and play with them, and I was in a lot of pain. So I had to keep telling them, I'm sorry, Miss Shannon has a boo-boo. But one of the girls was still recovering from being sick, so we had an easy day. We tried to go outside for a little bit, but and I was gonna suck it up and let them ride their bikes. Because it wasn't gonna kill me to stand for 15-20 minutes or whatever out there while they rode their bikes. But the little girl that's still the sicker of the two, we were out there for not even probably 5 minutes, and she was like, can we go back inside? I really don't feel good. And she was coughing. I think she wants to feel better, and she wants to run, jump, and play, but sometimes it has to be a slow process to recovery. You can't just go from not doing anything and laying on the couch with medicine and then go run a marathon. And it's the same with kids. Their minds want to go be more active than their body's ready for, and I think she overdid it. And it was kind of a hotter day than usual, just by Oregon standards, not by Florida standards, but by Oregon standards. So I think she probably got overheated too. I'm glad, when we were getting ready to go outside, I was like, go put your jackets on, and, she pointed out the window, and she was like, but the sun's out, and I was like, well, you got me there, it normally isn't out. So, it was kind of a, warmer day, but we didn't spend that much time outside. And then despite the fact that I hurt my leg, I have to be there at 9. I fell down the porch steps at 8:50. And Mark was like, did you break it? Did you break it? I have to bring you to the hospital to go get an x-ray. And I was like, I would rather it be broken for the rest of the day than miss my shift, because my work ethic is so good, but to the detriment of myself sometimes, because it gives me such social anxiety if I have to call out. And plus, I just thought it was so unprofessional. I didn't plan on falling down the stairs, but at the same time, I was like, I'm already late. I've given this woman, no notice. Obviously, it was unplanned, so I wouldn't have been able to give notice. And if I did actually break my leg, I wouldn't have had, much of a choice. I would have had to do what I had to do. But thankfully, I think that my shin just got really bruised. And Sorry. My shin just got really bruised, so it really hurt, and it hurt to walk. But definitely didn't break it. I mean, like, I'm not being, like, mean to me. But I know that I'm not the lightest person, so I knew that if I had landed on my leg right, I probably could have easily broken it. Especially if it was, like, an unintended fall. Well, no one falls on purpose, Shannon. Don't be stupid. But, you know, like a really hard fall that was unexpected, because I did land on my leg. I'm probably very lucky that it didn't break. I try to wear flip-flops all the time because I'm in denial, I think, about where I live now. And, like, wearing my flip-flops kind of, like, reminds me of home, because, like, when I'm back home in Florida, I, like, wear flip-flops all the time. You know, because it's Florida. So it's, like, very hard for me to, like, sacrifice that, just, like, that custom. It's very weird, but that was really unsafe, and it could have been bad, and, like, we do live in Oregon. I do have to recognize that, you know, our front steps and, you know, everything around the yard is frosted over, frozen over in most mornings, especially during, like, the winter when it's still cold. So, just as a safety precaution, I should probably retire my bad shoes. And, yeah. So there's that. Anyways, so Hubby has really been a trooper. I came home and basically fell asleep for 3 hours, and, like, I didn't mean to. That wasn't my intention. I was just gonna kind of lay down for a second and just kind of, like, get off my leg, because I had been with the girls all day. But I just passed out, and he's very sweet about normally not waking me up when I'm sleeping, and I know that he knows that I had a long day followed by, like, a long stressful morning, and I probably could use the nap, but I feel bad when I wake up from a nap because I know that he could use the nap that he's not taking. And he did a lot of cleaning around here. That's supposed to be my house wifey job. But he's the best hubby in the world. What can I say? I try not to take advantage of that, but he is the best hubby in the world, and he's right. And, like, we actually had like an open talk about this, because I said that, like, you know, like, I know that, like, this nannying money is, like, helping liquidate some of our debt, but, like, I have guilty feelings in my heart that, like, I'm not being the wife for you that I promised, because, you know, like, when we were courting and, like, talking on Messenger, like, I expressed to him that, like, my ideal situation was to have a gender-rolled marriage, and I don't want that to be, you know, like, a debate in the comments. I mean, if it's with love and everyone's nice, I guess you can talk about it if you'd like, but basically just, like, what I wanted for our marriage was, you know, to be the wife and be the mom and be the one that cooked and cleaned, and, like, I wanted to do that for him. And what's going on in our life right now isn't exactly what, you know, we had intended, but that's life. We're still loving each other. It's just things are not in place as we had intended them to be. That doesn't mean they're not good. They're just different. And, you know, he expressed to me, he was like, you can't be in two places at once, and you can't work. Like I'm not gonna have you work 7+ hours a day and then, like, you know, feel like you have to come home and, like, do all this stuff. Like, you know, he works from home. You know, he does things around the house and helps with the patients that are upstairs. So with the situation that we're in now, it just works out more in alignment with him to do some of those things. But I still expressed to him that, like, you know, just being open and transparent with my feelings, I just want you to know that I have guilt in my heart. And it would just make me happy if you could tell me that you still thought I was the best wifey in the world, because I think you're the best hubby in the world. And he's really good with words of affirmation, so I appreciated his sweetness. And yeah, none of us planned on me eating dust this morning, so that was an uh-oh. And he told me, I mean, like, now that he knows that I'm not, like, seriously injured, he was like, I practically peed myself this morning when you hit the ground, because I knew that if you broke your leg and missed your flight, you would just like fall into like a certifiable depression. And like, I mean, like we kind of laughed like it was a joke, but I mean, he's probably right, just because like I'm really looking forward to go home and see my family and like, you know, see for myself that my grandma's okay. She's home from the hospital, so everything's good, but you know, you just want to like see people with your own two eyes and like make sure they're okay, talk to them. Like, she doesn't lie to me, so I know that like if I sit down with her and like have a heart to heart, she'll tell me how she's doing once I'm there. So he's right. Like, I'd be very sad if I could not make this trip. I probably would be like, put a boot on it, or we're still gonna go. I mean, like, I'm glad that that's not something we have to deal with, but he's definitely right. I just would have been so sad, because, like, it's one thing to, like, not know the next time you're gonna go home. But, like, when you know and, like, you're planning for it, you know, I've been counting down the days, to seeing my parents and things like that. To have that, like, taken from me, like, would have just been, like, absolutely traumatic. So yeah, that thought was definitely going through my head when he asked if, like, I thought it was broke. Like, I don't even know if I could answer him. There were, like, tears coming down my eyes, because it did hurt really bad, obviously, just from the impact. But I was just like, I don't want to answer you, because I don't want the answer to be yes. And I was like, I don't know what a broke leg feels like. He was like, you would know if it was broken. The fact that, like, he got me standing up. And, like, we walked it off a little bit. He was like, I'm sure it's not broken, but it's probably really, really bruised. And I was just like, I think I just scared myself, because I ate the ground. You know, I'm thankful that I fell the way I fell and didn't, like, fall, like, face first or whatever and, like, hit my head. That would have been bad. He probably wouldn't have let me go babysitting at that point. I don't think he wanted me to go today, but, like, you know, there's that work ethic. I was like, I refuse. I just feel really bad. I don't know. It's like social anxiety. Like, I mean, like, it's good to have a good work ethic, but there's also, I feel like, you know, two sides to things. Like, if you're super sick or, like, you know, unexpected happenings, like again, I didn't expect to fall down the stairs. Like, he tries to express to me all the time that, like, there are legitimate reasons why you can miss work without your work ethic being in question. He's like, no one should question that if you fell down the stairs and hurt yourself, that's a reason why you might not be able to show up. But I just feel bad, like, especially when I'm nannying, because, like, I know that, like, if I don't come, like, that's the mom not being able to go to work, and, you know, whatever that could cause issues. So, like, it just stresses me out. Really, 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 really bad. But anyways, I'm long-winded and no one just likes looking at my face. I was hoping Hubby would walk in, but he's working on dinner and he might have actually ran to the grocery store while I was doing this. But anyways, if he wants to pick up the camera and say something, you will see him again. Sorry, I got an itch. But just in case this is the last thing you see, thank you for joining the family. We're happy you're here.